Makoto is a boy that has been transferred in another world, but he was despised by the goddess and was cursed by her. When he was thrown out at the edge of the world with only the knowing of understanding language and writing in the new world, another god who cared for him gave him power that he will learn so on. While walking for 3 days looking for some people to talk with, he encountered a highland orc that is in trouble with a monster. He then beat the two-headed wolf with one hit and saved the orc. He talked to the orc after he defeated the monster. The orc introduced herself as Emma and helped Makoto and went to a cave where he can eat and relax. He then saw Emma using magic and asked her if she can learn from her. Emma was surprised that Makoto easily learned magic that make her want to know what level he is. They used a scroll to measure Makoto's level and got shocked that he is only a level 1. The next morning Makoto left the cave leaving a letter to Emma, saying that he left with the magic and equipment she gave him and also said that he will handle the shin that is causing problems for them. Makoto practiced his magic and accidentally destroyed an ark that made some monsters fall near it. He went to the destroyed place and fog surrounded him and came out a dragon that they call Shin. The Shin attacked Makoto and he dodged. Makoto then realized that a god gave him power and tried to use it. Makoto's attacks were effective that made the Shin shocked. Makoto then punched the dragon that made it fall. The Shin then used a skill that made Makoto fall asleep and make dreams of what he desire. The dragon learned that Makoto was from another world by seeing his memories. The dragon got curious and asked Makoto to make a contract with her. Makoto accepted the offer and overpowered the dragon that made the dragon a slave to him. After the contract, the dragon transformed to her human form that made Makoto surprised. The woman said to Makoto that he is the master and asked him to go with her at his demi-plane. Makoto was shocked by the large land that he saw. They checked the large land and they saw many things that are similar to where Makoto came from. Then they went out of the demi-plane and saw Emma running towards them. Emma was surprised that the Shin that they are scared of became Makoto's subordinate. At the village, Makoto and the others are celebrating for their problem with offerings for Shin is now gone. Emma thanked Makoto for saving their village. Shin and the chief of the orcs are at the corner talking about the village problems. In the morning, Makoto was shocked because all the orcs were kneeling in front of him. Because Shin offered them to stay at the demi-plane that was created from Makoto's memories. Makoto accepted them and instantly transferred at the demi-plane. At the house in the demi-plane, Makoto was checking his affinity to different elements while Shin is watching historical dramas on Makoto's memories. Shin went out the house and saw 2 orcs struggling to cut the tree. He cut down the tree easily that shocked the 2 orcs. While resting, Makoto is trying to use his healing to himself but it doesn't work. Then Shin came carrying an injured dwarf. Shin said that she saved the dwarf from a peculiar monster and the demi-plane was under attack. The monster then came because of the smell of Makoto's blood. The dwarf said that it's a legendary monster that is called the Black Spider of Disaster and it eats anything. Makoto then attacked the monster and cuts one of its leg. But Makoto was shocked that it regenerated fastly. Makoto used fire magic and hit the monster and it is still not effective. Makoto was caught by the spider and made him angry that made him use a powerful magic that made the monster crumble. Makoto then fainted while the monster regenerated and tied him. The monster was pleasured by Makoto's attack and loves Makoto for it. Shin then talked to the monster and told that she must make a contract with her master. The spider monster accepted the offer and made a contract with Makoto. The spider then transformed to a human. Makoto then woke up with no injuries and got shocked from a woman beside her. The woman said that she will offer herself to Makoto. It made Makoto confused and felt something strange. Shin then explained what happened while he was sleeping. They went out and Makoto was shocked that there are so many species in front of him. Makoto became their young master and the ruler at demi-plane. Makoto was exploring outside the demi-plane and come across a human girl and approached her. But the girl got scared of him and run away. He went to a human village and he was surprised that many people were at the gate. The people attacked him that made Makoto run away. Makoto then used rings and a mask to conceal his mana and identity. They went to a village in a cart to sell their fruits and to register at the Adventurers Guild. They measured their level and people was surprised, because the level of the two girls were over the average. At night when they are walking they encountered a little girl that is begging for help to save her sister. Makoto took the girl to the inn they're staying and asked her some questions. The little girl thanked Makoto for letting her use their hot bath. After the girl left to go to sleep, Makoto asked the two girls to investigate and find the little girl's sister. Makoto and the little girl went out in the morning to sell the fruits that was harvested at the demi-plane, while the two girls found the little girl's sister and went out. But some adventurers stopped them. The two girls attacked the bad guys and defeated them one by one that made the surroundings destroyed. The two girls went back to the inn with the little girl's sister and thanked Makoto and the others for their help. The next day Makoto and the others travels to a town named Sige to register to a merchant's guild. While traveling they encountered monsters and looted from them. They arrive at the town and went to an adventurer's guild to re-evaluate their level. Then Makoto saw a quest for some items that he already have and took the quest. At night they eat and drink to celebrate their last meeting with the others. After the party Makoto and one of the girl he named Mio went to an inn to rest and sleep. In the morning Makoto and Mio went back to the demi-plane to check on updates of their harvest and other improvements. After a while Makoto went back to the town and went to a building where he will give the items he has for the quest. He talked to a rich man and offered him to help with his problem. In the Merchants Guild Makoto asked the receptionist about getting a license and took an exam. He aced the exam that shocked the examiner. Meanwhile at the demi-plane Mio and the Shin who is now called Tomoe fights about their master's memories. At the other side of the demi-plane Makoto came and saw Tomoe's fragment eating a harvested fruit. Makoto then went to the memory vault and scolded the two girls. The next day Makoto went to the mansion of the rich man from the quest that he have done last time. He came with an alchemist to create a cure for the rich man's family. Makoto helped in restraining the rich man's family members so they can use the medicine they made. After the struggle the rich man thanked Makoto. In his walkout Makoto come across with his two subordinates and talked for a while. Then a group of adventurers attacked them. While fighting the adventurers realized that they are losing and tried to escape but Tomoe stopped them and leaving the leader unharmed. They punished the leader of the adventurers and made him apologize to the rich man for bringing harm to his family. At the outskirts of town Tomoe recruited the leader of the adventurers to be a spy for them. At the demi-plane Makoto and the other are gathered in a stadium where they assess the power of each species. After the fierce battle they announce that they must improve by helping each other and be ready for the upcoming demi-plane rankings. At night a party was held and every species has a chance to talk to Makoto. Each species made a representative to talk one by one to Makoto and give their thanks to him. During the party Makoto is talking to the elder dwarf and thought of a way to produce a medicine to be sold at his upcoming shop in the human village. Makoto then asked Mio to see where to get a rare flower for the production of the medicine. In the dwarf's shop Makoto changed his rings to a new improved ones. Mio then came to report about his exploration to find the rare flower. Makoto then asked Mio to come with him to the place where she found the flowers. At the forest Makoto and Mio found the rare flowers and walked to the other side, but two forest ogres that are protecting the flowers stopped them. After a short talk the two ogres attacked them and they ran away. While running Makoto thought of fighting back and they faced the two ogres. Makoto and Mio defeated the ogres easily and tied them so that they can have a conversation. The ogres was convinced and went to their village to talk with the elders. The elders made a party to say sorry for the misunderstanding they've caused for Makoto, but a trouble went out when a lich suddenly appeared. Makoto then fought with the lich using dark magic and defeated it easily. After defeating the lich Tomoe came and transferred the lich at the demi-plane. The elders thanked Makoto for saving them and got shocked that the dragon they are worshipping was Tomoe and Makoto's subordinate. At the demi-plane Makoto and the two girls interrogated the lich and made him despair from the truth. After the talk Tomoe asked the lich if he wants to be a follower to their master. The lich accepted the offer and made a contract with Makoto. The lich then became a handsome man that shocked them. Suddenly Tomoe collapsed that made Makoto shocked and confused. At the other side of the demi-plane there was an explosion that has happened that caused casualties. Makoto found out that it was some adventurers that caused the explosion. It made Makoto angry and followed the adventurer to where she went. Makoto killed the girl silently and went back. At the demi-plane they made a ceremony for the departed and bid their farewells. Makoto went to the families of the ones who've died and says he's sorry. The next day Makoto went to the rich man's building to talk about a village where there are no one will disturb his business. At the demi-plane Makoto and the others are eating. Makoto told the two girls that he will go to another village with the lich and will be gone for some days. At the transportation terminal, when Makoto and the lich was going to teleport to a different village, the goddess who hate Makoto used the portal and transported him to a different place. Makoto was confused of where he is. Then someone attacked Makoto that made him injured. Two adventurers showed and told him that they sided with the demon army. Makoto tried to talk to them but they didn't believe him because he was from the light that the goddess made. Makoto used fire magic and ran away. But the enemy's magic blocks his way that stopped him from escaping. Makoto tried to convince them that he is not a goddess subordinate. But they still didn't believe him. Makoto has no choice but to fight and unleashed some of his powers that made the enemies intimidated. He made a barrage of attacks that hit the two adventurers. One of the adventurers attacked him with a large sword and he countered that caused the enemy's sword to break. Makoto was surprised that left him on guard. Then one of the enemies hugged him so he can't escape and transported him so high. The enemy left him in the sky to fall. But Makoto thought of a way and attacked with another barrage of fire magic that falled from the sky. After fire magic he used water magic to its full power that made the ground destroyed. Makoto fainted and transported back to the demi-plane. The news spread that the war was halted because the goddess disciple. Makoto then thought of getting stronger because he can't control all of his powers to its fullest. That same day Makoto's shop just opened and new adventurers gathered that made it good for business. At night a party was held for successfully opening the shop that made Makoto thankful to everyone.